The 2024 presidential election may have just gotten 10 times more crazy. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video today. It is time to talk about the 2024 presidential election. Now, I thought this election was crazy enough, but it seems like this might get 10 times more crazy, as Dean Phillips, yes, the one running against Biden in the Democrat Party, floats the idea of a unity ticket with Nikki Haley. Yes, this is real. This might happen. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Again, folks, all support's greatly appreciated, and yeah. Now, let's get right into it because I cannot believe that this is real. Now, let's be clear. It is still very unlikely this even happens. I mean, the infrastructure needed to do something like this would be crazy, but it's still fascinating that Dean Phillips himself said, hey, what if we had a unity ticket? One Republican, one Democrat. Democratic presidential hopeful Dean Phillips of Minnesota admitted he was open to running for the White House on a unity ticket with Republican presidential hopeful Nikki Haley on Thursday. Phillips claimed Haley had no realistic chance of beating former President Donald Trump for the Republican nomination, but should consider running for president separately, and hinted he could be her vice president. I mean, this is just insane that Dean Phillips said this. Like I said, this isn't like some guy from No Labels or someone in the Dean Phillips campaign spreading BS. This is what Dean Phillips himself said. Wouldn't your listeners be compelled by maybe Nikki Haley and Dean Phillips getting together on a unity ticket and actually doing for the first time, perhaps in our country's history, what most Americans really want, which is cooperation, collaboration, participation, decency, common sense, leadership? Phillips told WCCO radio host Chad Hartman on Thursday, which this came out of left field. I mean, you don't say this if you're not at least strongly considering something like this. Now, the idea of a unity ticket has been hinted at the past. I mean, No Labels, the new political party, they've been trying to do that for a couple years now. This was the year that, hey, they wanted to get a ticket for president. They wanted one Republican, one Democrat. So this concept isn't new, but it's shocking to have someone like Dean Phillips hint at it like this. When asked for clarification on whether he would be the vice presidential candidate, Phillips said it would be something for him to discuss with Haley. In the event of a Donald Trump victory this November, which is almost certain if President Biden is the nominee, I think any American who opposes that should celebrate, encourage, and inspire an alternative that can actually win and lead our country in the way that people want, Phillips said. I think America would be very well served by some type of a bipartisan ticket that restores faith in government and most importantly demonstrates to the world that America can work together. Now, I do got to give Dean Phillips some credit here. I mean, he's a Democrat congressman and he's saying, yeah, Biden has little shot of actually winning this cycle. Now, you could say it's very early and stuff can change. Yes, but every metric as of now indicates Biden will lose to Trump. He's getting crushed in the polling. His approval sucks. Every metric indicates, yeah, Biden more than likely is going to lose. It is not clear whether Phillips was referring to a unity ticket through the third party No Labels, which has advocated a bipartisan presidential ticket. And this is why I'm saying this is probably going to be the No Labels candidate, if they actually run someone. It's going to be either Dean Phillips or Nikki Haley, more than likely. I mean, No Labels has to run someone this year. They have to for ballot access purposes, and you already have two major presidential candidates open to the idea, or at least Dean Phillips is. Well, if he has the campaign infrastructure, why not try him? No Label said it has not made any decisions about creating a unity ticket for the November election, but previously floated Senator Joe Manchin as a potential contender. Manchin announced last week that he would not seek the Oval Office. Haley has not given any indication that she would seek a third-party bid if she fails to secure the presidential nomination. Now, she did say some real weird stuff in that speech in South Carolina where she's saying, Orange Man bad. We have to stop Orange Man. Does that sound like someone that wouldn't take the opportunity to run as a third-party candidate? I think she's thought of it before. I don't think she's going to do it as of now. But you cannot deny that she's at least put some thought into it. Like, if I lose the nomination, what if I just run as a third-party candidate? The concept of a unity ticket has grown in popularity in recent years and seems more plausible this election cycle, as many swing voters indicate they would rather avoid a repeat of the 2020 election between Trump and Biden. The 12th Amendment, ratified in 1804, requires presidential and vice presidential candidates to be on the same ballot, but does not state that they have to be part of the same party. RFK has already run as independent candidate and has garnered some attention as a potential spoiler for Biden. He has seen some support from black Democratic voters in the South, pulling from a crucial voter base for Biden. So yeah, RFK is already the major Democrat running this cycle, and he is, by most accounts, hurting Biden as of now. The theory was he was going to hurt Trump, but polling has indicated, yeah, he is more than likely going to hurt Biden. But the question you might be asking is, all right, let's say just for example, if Nikki Haley and Dean Phillips decide to run under the no labels ticket, which is possible, it's unlikely, but there is some credibility that, hey, Dean Phillips is open to it, and Nikki Haley does not sound like she's gonna go down quietly. So let us say Dean Phillips and Nikki Haley decide to run a unity ticket. Well, this was the 2020 presidential election, all right? This was results under the current map, and you see Trump's at 235 and Joe Biden's at 303. Now, I gotta be clear as day right now. I think a unity ticket would hurt Biden far more, and here is why. Donald Trump's base is locked in. They're gonna vote for Trump no matter what. He is at a floor of 45, 46%. No matter who you run, he's gonna get 45 or 46% of the vote no matter what. So, that's locked in. No matter what you do, Trump is stuck at 45 or 46. Even in a worst case scenario, that's the absolute limit he would go. But Joe Biden's base is not locked in. They just aren't. They either don't like him or they're not enthusiastic about him. That is not a good combination to have. Especially as the incumbent. This isn't like, he's running for president for the first time. No, he is the incumbent, and he is having some significant base problems. Low turnout, no enthusiasm, or in, say, Dearborn, Michigan, they hate his guts. Just a couple of examples. So Biden has a massive base problem. Plus, this unity ticket of Nikki Haley and Dean Phillips, who do you think would vote for that? The rural Trump voter from Wisconsin? Or the suburban Biden voter from, say, Phoenix, Arizona, Atlanta, Georgia? Which one's more likely? I mean, Dean Phillips is a Democrat, for crying out loud. He is going to take away votes from Biden. While Nikki Haley, the only votes she's getting in the GOP primary is never Trump Republicans that, let's face it, haven't even voted Republican in decades. They're just blaming Trump for everything. They've lost their frickin' minds. And Democrats. I mean, we have proof out in New Hampshire. Basically, all of her votes came from Democrat votes in New Hampshire. The quote-unquote independents that have voted Democrat for 50 straight years. Yeah, I wonder how they are independent. They're not. Those are the voters that Nikki Haley and Dean Phillips more than likely would win. Again, this is a hypothetical, but let's say they're on the ticket in every state, right? Which no labels is on the ballot, I think, in every state. All right, just using this logic. Georgia, Wisconsin, Arizona flip. I mean, not without even much of a debate. I mean, you're talking about suburban voters that have quote-unquote moved away from Trump despite them moving away beforehand. Either way, these 3 states alone were decided by what? 20,000 votes each? That's not a lot. And most of those swing voters that voted for Biden, they don't like him. They're open to a unity ticket. Now, this ticket would not win a single state. There's no way in hell in the modern day a third-party candidate would actually win a state. Not going to happen. But they will take away votes from Biden, which is why I support this idea. I mean, Nikki Haley, you want to do something useful? Run as a third-party candidate. Take away votes from Biden, these quote-unquote Republicans that voted for Biden. Take them. That's a net benefit for Trump. Plus, this map doesn't include candidates like RFK, Cornel West, Jill Stein, which overall are going to take votes away from Biden. Just a couple states. Nevada, Michigan, Pennsylvania. It would be enough to flip all of those states just using 2020 presidential results, not including how Trump is more than likely going to do better in all of these states anyways. And it opens a question for a state like even Virginia. Again, Trump is not winning Virginia, but if RFK, Jill Stein, and Cornel West are taking partisan Dems, and let's say Nikki Haley takes Never Trump Republicans, do some math. That could be enough to flip a state like Virginia. It's not going to happen. It's just an example, though. It is possible that this unity ticket does more to help Trump. It actually does help Trump more than it helps Biden. Just makes sense. It's like, okay, you run a Democrat congressman and a Never Trump Republican. Gee, I wonder who they're going to get votes from. It's common sense, but either way, this is something we have to pay attention to. If this actually happens, it makes Trump's pathway to re-election so much more easier. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.